Hi, welcome back to new episode of Weekend Photography Lessons with me, Akshay Mehra. Now today we are going to move ahead in the basics of photography, and today's caption of the video is Get Off the Auto Mode. There are many kinds of mode in your DSLR. If you look carefully, this dial, this gives you different modes like auto mode, manual mode, bulb mode, P mode, AV mode and TV mode, and many other modes which are creative modes as well. Now to start off, I'll suggest you go ahead with the P mode. Why P mode? Because it gives you a stepping stone or foundation towards photography. Now why I tell you to select P mode? The reason is very simple. First of all, it lays stepping stone or foundation towards professional photography or as an amateur. You can start off using P mode instead of auto mode, in which camera decides what shutter speed, aperture or ISO to choose. In P mode, like Canon camera, the best part is camera chooses the right shutter speed as well as the aperture for a particular scene which you want to shoot. ISO of course is under your control, and if you are still unsure how to start off, what ISO setting should be there, since we haven't gone on the topic so far regarding the ISO, so for the time being you can choose auto ISO and let the camera decide what ISO, shutter speed or aperture is best to use. Now as we move ahead in the camera, it gives you one more thing, that is picture style. Now there are many kinds of picture styles in your camera like neutral, faithful, monochrome mode. Now what is picture style setting? In picture style setting, the camera gives you the amount of sharpness you wish to choose, the right tone and many other things. So you can choose your own picture style. For landscape you can choose L, picture style L, and if you want to shoot grayscale or black and white, you can choose monochrome, faithful and neutral. There are so many picture styles you can choose from. As we move ahead, I'll be telling you little bit in today's video, little bit about white balance and metering modes. There's another feature in your camera which is called metering modes and white balance as well. Okay, and we'll move ahead. And what is image quality? Image quality is a setting in your camera which lets you choose the size of picture which you want to shoot upon. Now there are two things when you come to DSLR: raw image and JPEG file. What is raw image? Raw image is completely unprocessed image which you shoot. It gives you full control in editing, in choosing exposure, right exposure. You can edit the correct amount of exposure. You give many kinds of tonal values to the picture: contrast, brightness, mid-tones, highlights, shadows. You can do and edit everything in post-production if you use raw file. And the second option is JPEG. JPEG is a completely processed file. What you shot from your camera, it is completely processed, as in terms of white balance, tonal values and everything. You can edit JPEG, but not to a full extent, the kind of control you get in a raw image. So you can wish to choose whether you want to choose raw file or a JPEG file, but make sure it should be of high and fine quality image, either full raw or large quality JPEG file which comes as L in your DSLR camera. Now as you move ahead, there are there is a feature in your camera called AF mode. Now there are two kinds of AF modes. One is one shot focus. Now if you focus upon something and you move the camera away from the frame, and again if you bring back the camera, the focus remains constant, it won't change. And one shot focus is mainly used by all professional photographers for shooting fashion and wedding pictures and so on. One shot remains constant. You focus, and if you pull the camera away, you bring back at the same position, the focus won't change. Now the second focus is AI servo. Now what is AI servo? If you half press the button, you pull the focus, and when you start moving your camera, the focus keeps on changing. Means if you are trying to shoot a bird and you are using AI servo, and if the bird starts flying away, the focus will remain constantly on the bird. As it keeps on moving, the focus will keep on moving along with the bird, and it won't lose the focus. That is called AI servo. It is used for capturing motion. Now if you look through the viewfinder, you will see many kinds of dots or squares, many squares from left to right and up and down. Now these are called autofocus points. Now these are points selectively made for you so that you can, through looking through viewfinder, you can focus upon something in a particular image, in a particular area. You can focus upon with the help of these autofocus points. Now once you are in auto mode of the camera, all the points are by default selected, and if you are trying to shoot some interesting image like flower in the garden, and when you are in auto mode, all the autofocus points by default get selected and they start focusing everywhere, and this becomes one of the reasons that you lose point of interest in your image or the main area which you are trying to capture, because once all the points are selected, they try to pick up contrast or their own individual point of interest and they shoot that. So when you go to the settings of the camera, you can wish to choose, or by using this button, most of the cameras have this button, helps, lets you choose which point to navigate upon by using this joystick on the camera or toggle button, and you can select any of the focus point. Like this camera, I have got around 11 to 12 focus points, and camera these days have either 18, 24 or 36 focus points. So choose your focus point wisely. Try to keep it on the main center point. Try to choose center point in the viewfinder. That is the best for focusing and composing your picture as well. Now once you are starting out in photography, there are many amateurs and photographers, first timers, who make a mistake. And what that mistake is, let me tell you, it's a very simple mistake, nothing to worry about. When you try to see through viewfinder, you try to focus, but you are still getting blurry or hazy in your viewfinder. You are not able to see anything properly through your viewfinder, and your camera settings and everything is fine. It's nothing to worry about. It's just that there's something called over here near your viewfinder. It's a wheel, small wheel, which is called diopter. Now diopter is made so that you can adjust your eye with the viewfinder. Now this acts just like you wear your glasses. If somebody is wearing spectacles or glasses and they have a certain vision problem, diopter has the same feature in your camera. It can adjust according to your eye. You just have to rotate this wheel till your vision becomes absolutely clear and you are able to view everything properly through viewfinder. Now we will move ahead with one more feature in the camera, which is called shooting modes. Now there are two kinds of shooting modes: single shooting, high speed continuous, and there is another version of high speed continuous which is called low speed continuous. Now in single shooting, you just press the button like this and it will just take one photo. But if you choose high speed continuous, the camera has a certain frame rate and it will shoot multiple pictures. It will take multiple exposures on high speed. Same goes for the low speed continuous, but at a slower speed. Now we will discuss only little bit of metering mode. What is metering mode? Metering mode is used to measure the brightness, the amount of brightness on a subject in the picture. It is used to measure the brightness of a subject, and the camera optimizes the right aperture, ISO and shutter speed while doing that. Now there are two kinds of metering modes: spot metering and evaluative metering. Spot metering is really good for portraits as it measures the light reflected around the subject's face, and in evaluative metering it measures overall in the picture the brightness and it gives you by default the optimal brightness required for the shot. Now as we will move ahead in the course in upcoming episodes, when we discuss exposure and other things, we will discuss this in more detail. Same goes for white balance. Now what is white balance? White balance is basically, in short, it gives you the absolute white in the photo. What I mean by absolute white is it removes the unwanted color cast to reproduce the actual white as it is in the photograph, so it looks absolute white. Now your camera gives you different kinds of white balance modes, and few of them are auto white balance mode, which is very good for starting, and I recommend once you're starting off, instead of going into confusion of all the white balance modes, you should start off with auto white balance mode, because your camera will help you in choosing your white balance itself when you require it. And auto white balance mode will not confuse you at all, because you are starting off and it's very difficult to understand the different light ranges and different color cast situations. So better off be safe and start using auto white balance mode so that there is no confusion at all. So guys, if we start seeing from episode 1 onwards up till today's episode, I have told you all in basics of photography, the basics of your camera, what setting and what controls are there and which ones are required. So to summarize, for you to start off using your camera, always choose, as I repeat once more, in your lens, autofocus should be turned on, OS, optimal stabilization should be, or image stabilization should be on, and then instead of auto mode, start using P mode. And white balance, choose auto white balance, and evaluative metering should be there, and center autofocus point should be turned on, and image quality should be set to large or raw if you want to choose to shoot raw, and hold the camera steady. That's about it. This will be very essential and should be good enough for you to start off in shooting using your DSLR, and it will help you a lot by creating less confusions for you, and also to make your photography an easy option to move along with. And now we end today's lecture by saying goodbye, and of course in the next lecture we will go ahead with composition. What is composition, how to compose a good picture, and so on. Thank you guys for seeing this video. Hope you like it. Goodbye and have a nice day.